Welcome to the DJNTV Chill Room Chat, your space to unwind and talk shop. This episode is sponsored by MadeByDJs.com, innovative tools designed specifically by DJs for DJs. DJEventPlanner.com, the industry standard for streamlining your business and booking faster. And DJRequests.com, the easiest way to manage your dance floor's vibe in real time. Support the show by using our Amazon affiliate link at DJNTV.com/Amazon. Now, let's get into the mix.
How'd all you people get in my room?
Hi guys, welcome to Hanging on Monday Nights. Thought it'd be fun to do a show just on tips and tricks, just going around the room, random tips and tricks that us seasoned DJs may have for some of you young whippersnappers out there. Jay was just talking about some of the DJs who haven't really been doing it for a real long time. There's certain things that are just blowing their minds that we've always just kind of known. And with that, I want to offer some pro tips. Some are things maybe we've known for a really long time. Some are things that maybe we just kind of discovered. Just anything that may make your job a little easier out there. Take them or leave them as always, but a lot of the stuff is time tested and we use them and we do them and it helps a lot. And would anyone like to go first with a helpful tip for DJs?
No. Helpful tips for DJs.
Sure, I'll go first.
All right. What do you got, Damon?
As a DJ, I'm mainly a club and bar guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell all DJs this. Make sure when you step into a club that you've never been before and you're walking in with your controller, have XLR to quarters, both ways. RCA to XLR adapters. To male, female, you never know what you're going to need.
Every single gender you can think of as far as cables go,
yes.
Bring those with you.
Bring them with you. Because you never know what's in that booth that you're walking into, especially if you ain't never been there before.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know.
Really good tip.
What you're walking into. Tip. And bring a small fan, because sometimes the booths are hot. DJ booths are hot and
get real hot.
And drink plenty of water.
Yeah, water is good. It's a good tip.
And know how long it takes to get from the bathroom to the DJ booth.
Yes.
when the club is crowded.
Imagine it full. Do it empty and then add 10 minutes to it. Yeah.
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 That's my tip right there.
It's a whole different ball game.
What do you got, John?
I'll kick one in because I went and did the boat this weekend. I hadn't been on since August of September of last year because this is seasonal cruise, right? So I'm pulling out of my driveway. It took me about 10 extra minutes because I kept saying, but what ifs? I'd started to what if it because I haven't seen the sound system in almost, 9 months. I said, it's not our sound system. It's not our house, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I said, normally they have a booth that's there and you count on that booth being there. And I said, well, what if it's not? Let me throw my booth in the car. Take it with me, just in case. And I said, let me take, the plugs for the XLR to run everything are right on the floor, right in front of you. I said, let me take 2 extra 25s with me, just in case. Throw them in there. Get there. The cruise director, young kid, maybe in his mid-20s, can't get sound out of either of the 2 speakers on the inside. Oh. Anyway, I look they're QSC K12s. I go looking back, there's no XLRs plugged in. I'm like, where's the wiring? Deer in the headlights look, had no idea what I was talking about. He says, what's been going on here on the boat? He says, well, we added a speaker to the 3rd deck. Oh. We ran a wire up there. We had an electrician do it. Okay. So what this genius did is he took all the XLRs that ran the 2 speakers in the main section of the boat, chained them all together in reverse to get to the top deck to plug in a powered speaker up there. So I've got the wrong end on an XLR that is spliced with electrical tape to go into the back of the amp that's there, and nothing on the boat is working. So it's needless to say, the 2 extra 25s, 1-to-1 speaker, chain it to the other speaker, and then the one on the top works. So bring extra stuff sometimes if you haven't been in a familiar location to save your rear end. Because if I didn't have that with me, it would have taken me an hour to come home and an hour to go back. And that ship would have sailed, literally, without me.
But that wouldn't have been your fault.
Wouldn't have been my fault.
Sure.
But sometimes they just put it all on our plate and say, well, you're the techie guy, you fix it. But if I don't know I need this stuff, I wouldn't have had this stuff. But just sometimes listen to that little voice in your head and bring a little extra.
Venue owners, bar owners, whatever, get a qualified sound tech to do your repairs or an
Yep.
additions.
Oh my God, it was so stupid because the XLRs were in reverse. So what you would need at the other end, he cut the wire and spliced it to the amp. And at the top where the wrong end is, he took another XLR and cut that end and wired the same. So he made just a gender flip on that end of it and had the whole wire running backwards. So the whole boat's going to get redone. But again, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Right.
I'm not back till the end of the month.
Nah, you should be like, you know what? I'm a qualified sound tech. Let me.
Yeah, I'm too busy this week. I offered, I could have went out today, but that's the only day I have. And now I'm just slammed from now till Saturday.
You'd be surprised. I spent 7 years running boats with DJs on every boat, and I was constantly learning. And I was asking expensive people to come in and say, what's it going to cost me for you to come walk the boats for the day? It's like, it's $400. Just do it and show me what I need. And if it's a big enough repair, you do it. If it's not, and I can do it safely, because it's a safe. And the thing you got to remember, John, is with boats, the captain has to override every sound on the boat with a microphone per Coast Guard. If there's an emergency, they have to be able to push a button and everything goes dead and they speak, and it's a priority. So I'm kind of shocked that they're in bad shape, because that's something that's usually overseen pretty tightly.
Some kind of an event, and they only had people on the top, and they needed to make it work that day. So whatever they did when they left, they didn't undo it, and they left it in that state. So
then hang cables up across the mast and whatever else you need. Seriously, I've put stuff on the roof of the fly bridge. Doesn't matter as long as it works for that one event. But yeah, that's definitely a great point.
I'm going to throw one out there. And this is one that I've only been doing for a few years now, but I've noticed the difference. I don't always do it, but I'm really glad that I did it on Saturday. And that's an anti-fatigue mat.
Yes.
I was standing on a tennis court.
Come on.
That's hard concrete. I'm going to show a video.
Man up.
Yeah.
Brian.
That's a Doc Martin thick enough.
Yeah, Doc Martin. Blah,
Doc
blah,
Martens would have worked.
I'm telling you what.
My Rockport shoes work very well.
Comfortable shoes are great, but that anti-fatigue mat, that will save your butt. That is something to give you when you are DJing. That's not a huge one. It's just something I can stand on when I need to, and really takes the pressure off. It's a real good.
No, if you need something like that, you obviously should get it.
Well, even if you don't think you need something like that. I mean, Jay, without going off too far here, I mean, you were the one who was talking about how hunching over for so long, you couldn't believe
I look at photos now and I'm just like, hey, what's up? It's like, why are you bent over? My wife's like, why are you bent over like that? I'm like, because the gear is 4 feet below me and I'm down here like, no. And I've sworn by, and I know it sounds like a joke, but again, the boats are the example. The ships are made of steel and they vibrate. There's a vibration. And day one, I had come off of working in the club and we had fatigue mats, but I had gotten these really cool boots. They happened to be Doc Martens. They had good tread and all that. And I just kept them onto the boats. And I'm like, oh, wow. And all my DJs had the fatigue mats. They all brought them because they complained about it so much. I'm like, man, I don't know what it is. I'm just getting away with it because of these. I think it's the shoes, the old English Doc Martens with the air sole.
Yeah.
So
they're good too. But
I actually just went on YouTube because I was curious. You were talking about DJ tips, and I'm like, I didn't know if I had any like that I could bring to the table. So I looked up, and I wanted to make it quick. So I looked up DJ tips in under a minute, and I realized that I've put up 233 of them just on my channel. So I went back to the beginning.
Yeah.
I went back to the beginning, and I thought I would pull this one up because I think it's a cool one. This is about buying a cable that lights up on the ends when it has power.
Yes.
This was my fourth video, and this one happens to be a 50-foot cable. It is yellow, and
the bumblebee.
the argument and I've done this at several weddings, much like my speaking mic versus singing mic. When clients say, do you have a black 50-foot? And I say, my insurance calls for colors that are visible over 25 feet. And 100% of the venues and clients go, oh, yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah, for safety. No, we get it.
Buddy's getting trimmers over there.
Oh,
just
I
here.
know he is. Yeah.
I can see he's freaking out because he's got like
All black.
he's got like
everything.
plaid cables for plaid floors.
Yeah. They match everything. But the
Yeah.
yellow cable I have has a light at the end. And I'm sure you guys have venues where you're outside and they go, yeah, the power's over there. And you plug in,
And there's no power.
you know. And the side note to this is
Happened to me this weekend.
you do not tape down anything until it all works.
100%.
Yes.
Do not
That
tape
is
those
good,
two 50-foot XLRs and the 75 feet of power and then hit play and nothing fires. And you go, oh no, which one is it? But yeah, having a power or even a small adapter that lights up. So when you get to the venue, you can just go pop it in, it lights, you got power.
Yeah, it could be as simple as that. Just some kind of little
Just something that
phone
verifies
charger or something
it
that has a
works.
little blue light on it that powers up would
Mhm.
work too.
Yeah.
Buddy, what do you got?
On the other side of the record, there's more music. If you flip the record over, there's some more music on the other side.
Sometimes.
Not always. It could be a tone
Could
for
be a
Serato
single-sided
or
record.
Tractor.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, most times,
Most times.
those people who do vinyl flip it over. There's more music, maybe. You
I
always
saw
try
I saw
50-50.
I saw a picture, I think it was today actually. I've never heard of this band, and it was a record, and it said single-sided record, do not play this side. He's like, I've never heard this song before. Or this band. Anyway.
They're playing with TBA next week.
Your
They're-
tip. Your tip.
Yeah, the
is-
TBA.
So one of the things, again, you guys are just talking two things. I'm going to talk two areas. Colors of gaffer tape. It's always good to have more than one color because there's more than one color of floor. And then, yes, having orange cables or green cable is good for
Houndstooth.
certain things because safety is very important. So if you want some high vis for certain things like outdoors in the grass, it's not a bad thing to have one or two of those. Black ones inside are always better, but again, having something that's going to be safety first is always your main concern, but having more than one color of gaffer tape is important. And then going back to outdoors, which you just had outdoor gig, and I actually have two of them, is the automated GFCI, like a little plug that you actually plug into an outlet, and it will have a light. It will light up at the end, so you can make sure that GFCI is working on that plug you plugged in. I
Right.
don't look at the plug on the outlet on the building itself because I don't know if that is working or not working. I'm not going to test it and go through have an electrical tester. I'm not a certified electrician. And if it's not working, what do I do? So I have this. I have two of them on the van. I'll plug that in. It has a little light. It'll light up. It'll tell you that, yeah, it's safe. Plug in your outlet there. I know there's power at least to there. And then I can track back to the equipment. Now, I just had last weekend, to talk about power, the keyboardist for the ceremony somehow or another knocked my plug for my speaker, and I had no sound. I was like, we just did a sound check 5 minutes before the guy got there, checked the microphones, the lapel mics, everything's working fine, and then he comes along, plugs in his keyboard. I have no sound. I'm taking everything apart, and Tracy's like, just unplug and replug in the speaker. I'm like, it can't be the speaker. I see the plug plugged in. So she goes over and turns the power off, turns the power back on the speaker. All of a sudden we got sound. I'm like, all right, so listen to your wife. Your wife's working with you. But a second pair of eyes is always good. But it's one of the things like, little things like that can really trip you up. And going through things, make sure you go through things proper. But again, safety first. Orange plugs, not a bad thing for certain events.
Only inside, bro. They see it all night. It's like an added lighting effect.
I
All right,
mean,
Tom.
if you want to rock it,
All right, Tom, I know you've been benched. We're gonna put you in, man. We're gonna put you in. You make it good. Make it a good tip. You got a lot of time on us.
I carry in my kits and everything a Furman power strip device, and at least it prevents any surprises at the when you're plugging into your booth and everything. At least you know what's going on. I had an event earlier this year where one of the GFI outlets popped, and I go, "That's it. I'm just gonna grab this and another extent and go to the street spider box."
Right.
Was the end of my problems, one side and everything. So
Yeah, power conditioners are something that people don't talk about much anymore, but it's still a really
They
good
were
thing.
big back in the day when we had the
carry a lot of
19-inch
overall
rack.
protection, too.
And the Furmans are awesome too. I got a
Yes.
ton of those. They're great. They used to be cheap, right? They're probably what, like 40, $50 now to get. It's got like a 15-foot
Ben
cord.
still will
I got
argue
a
with
couple
you
of
with
these,
which Furman's work.
But I'm surprised they
which ones
haven't
don't, but-
adapted to the environment. Like if everyone's using pretty much the same size controller and pretty much the same size case, why not come up with some sort of a solution of a new Furman?
Well, Tom's got it right there. It's in the form of a power strip. I mean, that's perfect.
But I'm saying like the Furman power conditioner.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what that is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
You
that
get-
doesn't, does that read voltage? Does that say what it's pushed? Does that tell you what's coming in? You know how on the conditioners they say like, oh, you're running, whatever.
119, 118.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
it's not a conditioner to that degree, but it is a surge suppressor. And
Oh, surge. Yes.
and
The
even
surge,
though it
yeah.
says it does not have that, and we all know it does, they just don't tell us that it's in there. But it
Right.
it is. It's for legal reasons they can't call it that, but it works.
Yeah. That's valid.
So I did something at an event this weekend that I wanted to share with the class. I did a video on it. I didn't do a dedicated video on it, but I put it in my gig log video. And I think I'm queued up for this. Let me just check here. Anyway, when it comes to lighting, all right, a lot of people feel like, oh, well, I need to bring a gig bar with me or something. I was in a tent with no sides on it, right?
Yep.
I still use PARs and I still lit the place up. Let me just show you how this works. You can do this if you have powerful enough PARs. I'm using battery powered stuff. And you can see it's daytime, but you can see a wash on these folks.
Yep.
How'd I do that? Well, I shot the PARs at the ceiling.
Yeah, and it
It
shoots down in a white tent. That's a cool
And it
effect.
washes.
Yeah.
There's no lights in anybody's eyes.
100%.
It's super simple. And once it gets dark, see, look at this wash you're getting around. I mean, it's all around. It's not just what I'm looking at, but as it gets darker and darker, you're going to see, look at that. It's a great wash in that tent.
I don't think people realize that like white reflects and black absorbs.
Especially a tent where you're not necessarily flat, it's at an angle going up. So it's going to not only reflect off the tent, but it's going to come back at an angle.
100%.
So it's going to really cover the area nicely.
Yeah, that's a good example of it. I don't think people realize this. We've had this talk before, so I'm on board with it, even when you were doing lighting up tables and coming through plastic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a good example of like when to use surface as a ricochet.
Yeah. Yeah. Light reflects off of surfaces, especially white
Yeah.
surfaces.
Well, that's like if you get a white dance floor, you're gold because it's just going to ricochet everything up and back.
Right.
Yeah,
And
it
white
looks
dance for
awesome.
you. It'd be fun to keep it clean, but yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, it's a pain.
And aside from a great look, like you said, it's not shining in people's faces. It didn't know
Right.
this uncomfortable dancing with glow coming from overhead versus,
Yeah.
staring
Yeah.
down the barrel of a.
Sure. Yeah, but I put them at just a
Barrel of a gun. What, you
Angle.
Depeche Mode now, John?
I
Come
am.
on. Come on.
Rabbit?
in fact, I mean, this was at a private residence. There were no lights, no market lights or anything in this tent. So I was done at
Lucky
midnight.
you.
I was done at midnight. Yeah, but I had to break down. And it was pitch black in there if I turned the lights off.
Yep.
So I had to leave one light on and the case open of my lights to even break down and pack up. And
That's
and
a great tip
I kept it on,
on
like
purpose.
on top of my cart as I'm wheeling out. And as soon as I got outside the tent, I turned it off, put it in the case, locked it up, and loaded up.
100% great idea. I did a
Another
video
great
on
tip.
that last year where it's pitch black on the golf course. And it's like, thank gosh I had a couple of, uplights I could turn on and point.
Yeah. Well, Buddy says we have 6 minutes left, so who wants to get some really good helpful tips in there?
I just got one quick thing and I'll leave it at this, and I won't make it about one thing, but I noticed one of my tips was to listen to all your special songs, because I bought a song on iTunes and I only got 30 seconds of the download, and it was The First Dance. And I salvaged it and saved it and still got a good review and yada, yada, yada. But the best tip I can give to any DJ out there is look at the most important aspects of your job and double and triple check them, whether it's a power cable, a speaker cable, a song, a hard drive, a computer. Always try to make sure you're not running everything at home going, hey, it all works on my home computer. And then you get to the gig and go, well, I heard it on my home computer. Yeah, because you didn't really download it, or you didn't move it, or whatever the case might be.
Not this gig, but the gig before this one, there was a big song they wanted for the last song of the night. Big song. It was really important to them. Never heard of it before. Downloaded it off of a reputable service. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to give the song a listen. I don't normally always do that, but I'm going to give it a listen.
Yep.
So it starts out this nice slow piano. And then all of a sudden he starts singing, and maybe after 2 words it goes da, 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 and the rest of the track was just that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we have to get this from another service. this didn't work.
You can see it in the waveform though, because it just looks like a giant blob of straight line.
Can you imagine?
But you don't judge it.
Night, last song of the night, it's like really important to them, and
let me bring them out on the dance floor by themselves for this special moment.
We're here to make it memorable. Oh, they'll remember that for sure. You played.
Remember that.
It's a remix.
You could have mixed in BTO though. You could have just gone to the BTO mix.
Yeah.
You know, and go no, nothing yet, and then just rode that wave out. No, it's funny that most basic things of our job. No one cares about anything you do all night until the dance gets messed up, the mic cuts out, that's horrific. Everything else is, let's face it, we can get through it.
John,
but it's the special songs.
You had a tip and you got like a minute.
I can wrap this in a minute. I'm watching a lot of those Facebook groups, just DJ setups and this and that. And when you buy a piece of electronics, the cord that they give you is a survival cord. You can plug it in, you can test it, you can make it work. None of the cords are long enough to do what you want to do if you're in the AV business. And you see it coming off the back of the speaker, and it's running across to the wall like this and plugged into the outlet, because they've only got 6 feet. Like you turn that speaker anyway, left or right, and it's pulling it off the wall. Get longer cords than what you need, because what they give you to make it work isn't what you need to take it out in the field.
Even thicker gauge sometimes. I mean, I know a guy who works for this company that sells $17 million controllers and mixing boards, and he talks about how they sell them with the cheapest cable available to man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it still works. Cables. The RCAs still work.
Well, these are the original cables.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Remember when you got the RCAs were like dental floss. They were like that thin. They were like ribbon thin. Like, oh, we got to beef these up.
I bought the moat off Ben Stowe and actually was in the garage about 3 months ago, and I tested all my cables that I use, and they all lit up the 3 green lights. I'm like, good, I'm good to go.
Right on. Well, we're good to go now because we're at time. But thank you for your tips. I hope these tips help somebody. If you got some tips for us, let us know. Or alternately, if our tips helped you, let us know. You can come back and do that too. It's okay. We're here to help. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.